Okay, welcome back to Almost Average. So this week we're going to take apart the bottom half of this motor. We're going to pull the crankshaft out, pistons, rods, all that good stuff. We're going to check out the bearings on the bottom end and see what all that looks like. Stay tuned. Okay, so now we've got the flywheel off. We're going to go ahead, pull the water pump out, pull this front case cover off, and the oil pump as well. With the flywheel being off, that allows us to pull the crankshaft out a lot easier. Everything else on the front is pretty straightforward. We'll see how that goes. Water pump looks like it's got about 6 different bolts in it and one broken one, so probably a good thing we're pulling this off. I want to replace that anyway. Those are about different. Let's see if those are about a 12. Yep. That one must be part of the case cover because it goes back there pretty far. Okay. Same with that one there, case cover. One is pretty tight. Don't want to break anything. Well, that's one way to do it. Alright, so we're at a decent pausing point right here. Front case is off, oil pump, water pump, and all that good stuff. We did have a couple issues. So I had a bolt here And right here that were seized in the block, I know you probably can't see that on the camera. Let's try that. Seized right here in the block. So we'll go back here in a few minutes. We're going to try to weld a bolt to that, or a nut to the bolt, and get it extracted out of there. But first I want to get the crankshaft out of here. Okay, so if you have a look at your front cap, you'll notice it's labeled with a F for the front. And you come back to the second cap, and you'll notice, oh, on my hand. See the two little dash marks right there? Move on to the third bearing cap. See the three dots right there? 4 for the fourth, so. Alright, first thing we want to do, go ahead and pull this oil pickup tube off here. So I got a little redneck ingenuity going on here. So this center cap, there's no room to move it left or right. It has to come straight out. So what I've done, rigged up a chain, and there's actually a threaded hole in the center of those two caps. You just run your bolt down through there on a chain, and I'm using my hoist to pick straight up on the cap. So as it pulls it straight up. Let's see how it works. Too easy, too easy. Try it again on the back one. Okay, the bearing actually came all the way out with that one. Bearing's not bad. Take a look at that right there. Move the camera to focus here. Not too bad. Okay, that middle cap came out pretty easy once we put some torque to it. So let's see how this very back one comes out. Not the one I'm working on, but this one right here. See if my little trick works the same on it. These ones usually come out pretty easy. I just take my bolts, move them a little bit left or right. You don't want to bang anything up in there, but you can just use those bolts to kind of slowly work its way out. Okay. All right. Let me see that. Rod bearing is pretty darn good. Crankshaft looks really nice so far. Alright, let's give this final one a shot here. Go ahead, I'm going to pull the bolts all the way out for it. Now once this one is out and we unbolt the rod caps, then you should be able to lift the crankshaft right out of the engine. But before I do that, I have to clean a little space off of the bench over there because I'm piling it up pretty quick. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, so the idea is to pull straight up, so let's straighten up the chain a little bit. Okay, chain's pretty well straight. We'll put a little tension on it. And what we're doing is using the block to weigh down the cap and pull it straight out. Maybe. A few taps. Okay. Looks like we do have a little separation there. Lift it up a little more. Okay. Alright, let's see what happens now. There we go. Alright. We can just work these out with our hand here. Use weight to our advantage at this point. Use that to pull them straight up out of there. Alright, there we go. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is pull the piston caps off. You can see them here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these do not have any identifying features to put them back in the same order, so make sure when you're storing them that you know however you want to put them, 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever system you want. If you have a paint pen or something like that, it might be handy to make a dot, 2 dots, 3 dots, so on and so forth. For me, in my case, I'm just going to store them in the order that they came off, but you can do it however you want to. It's not bad. Let's go ahead and pull this first rod cap off here. Oh wow, that is a great looking rod bearing. I'm not sure, that's showing up on camera. I'm not sure exactly how many miles are on this thing, but it looks really good. Same thing, no score. And for future reference, the little Nissan symbol is toward the, that oil filter. That way we know when we put them back, see the little Nissan sign I'm talking about, numbers on closer to me. Okay, and both of those are really good. Okay, at this point, the crank should be ready to just lift straight out. I do have a couple of these rod bolts that I can kind of get out of the way a little bit, but they're pretty well good to go. Alright, let's pull it up out of here very carefully. Now when you're lifting these out, you want to come straight up. Too much left to right movement could score some of the bearings up, so try to come straight up as possible, nice and easy. Good to go. Alright, there's a crankshaft. Okay, for these pistons, I have a feeling I can probably just push them out by hand. I'm just going to push that straight down. Catch it coming out the bottom. Too easy. There it is. So if you made it this far in the video, you'll know that the Datsun is completely tore down. We only found one ring that was cracked, so very lucky this is on piston number 1. Glad to have found that. I'm going to order a new set of rings for it, as well as probably a bottom set of bearings for the crankshaft. When you have it down this far, it just makes sense to go ahead and replace them. I could probably go back and use the ones that were in it, but how long are they going to last? And we're here, we might as well do it. They're cheap. I think the cheapest set of rod bearings I found were $11. So, I mean, for that kind of price, I'm not going to buy the $11 set. But that being said, you can buy a good OEM quality for around 45 bucks. So, super cheap. Less than $100, I have new rod bearings and piston rings. So we got a pretty fresh bottom end ready to go back together. Now for the piston, for the head itself, we'll probably do valve seals on the head. I don't think I'll do much else to it other than pull the valves themselves, make sure they're not bent. If they're good to go, do the valve seals, and yeah, we're just gonna send it from that point. Then the block will be sitting, waiting until closer to summertime when I can get the frame pulled over, get the brake lines, everything like that redone, and get the floor pans put in and all that good stuff. So if you like the content, please like and subscribe. I ask that only because it helps me stay motivated to record and continue making videos. If I don't feel like there's a lot of interest in the videos, I'm not going to record. That's just what's happened in the past. I've had a lot of great projects that I worked on and I completed myself, and I just felt like there was nothing going on the channel, and there wasn't really a reason for me to record. So if you do like it, please like and subscribe. That gives me motivation to keep doing what I'm doing, making videos for you guys. If there's things you want to know, ask questions. I tend to move through things pretty quick. I don't like to do how-to videos, but I will. I don't mind to do a how-to if that's what you want. So just let me know the type of videos that you guys want to see. We'll keep moving forward and working towards that type of stuff. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on next week's episode.